The cold black of space stretched endlessly before Captain Elena Varos. The stars shimmered like distant diamonds, indifferent to the small, fragile planet far behind them. But on the bridge of the Titan-class warship Prometheus, nothing felt fragile. The massive ship thrummed with quiet power, a heart of metal and fire ready to face whatever the galaxy might throw at it. For the first time in centuries, humanity was not hiding. Humanity was stepping into the wider galaxy, not as observers, not as beggars, but as equals, perhaps more. Elena stood at the edge of the bridge, her hands clasped behind her back. Her eyes were fixed on the dark expanse ahead where the Zerithian system awaited. She could feel the weight of every human who had ever dreamed of the stars pressing on her shoulders. The explorers who had perished in silence, the scientists who had worked tirelessly to push the boundaries of knowledge, the generations that had survived wars, famines, and extinction, they were all here, in this moment, riding aboard this magnificent machine of human ingenuity. Around her, the bridge crew moved like a single organism. Lieutenant Cairo Chen monitored the sensors, scanning the unknown signals coming from deep within the system. Ensign Lyra adjusted the communications channels, her fingers flying over the controls with nervous precision. Every crew member knew this was more than a mission. This was a message, a declaration. Humanity was ready. The Prometheus glided past the asteroid belts at the outer edge of the Zerithian system. The warship's surface shimmered under the faint light of distant stars. Its weapons were silent, yet they radiated an unmistakable aura of strength. It was the largest, most advanced human warship ever constructed, a floating testament to human creativity and determination. Many in the galaxy had thought Earth species weak, fragmented, incapable of standing among the great civilizations. Now all doubts would be erased. Captain, Cairo's voice broke the silence. We're picking up a massive energy signature. The flagship. It's huge. I've never seen anything like it. Elena didn't flinch. Good, let them see us. Let them know humanity is not small, not weak, not afraid. Her voice was calm, but beneath it lay a fierce fire. She had spent years preparing for this moment. Not just training, not just studying tactics, but learning patience, restraint, and the art of command. Humanity's future, she realized, could hang on the decisions she made in the next few hours. The Prometheus advanced steadily. The stars seemed to bend around them, the silence of space pressing in like a living thing. Every crew member felt it, the tension, the anticipation, the unspoken fear that one mistake could ignite a war before words were ever spoken. Yet beneath the fear there was pride. Pride in the human spirit. Pride in the countless hours of labor that had birthed this ship. Pride in being the first of their species to step into a galaxy that had ignored them for so long. Elena walked to the front of the bridge, resting her hand on the cool metal railing. Remember this, she said softly, almost to herself. This is who we are. We survive. We adapt. We endure. And now we rise. The hum of the Prometheus seemed to answer her words, vibrating through the floor, through her bones, through the very air. Outside, the darkness waited, full of unknown threats, ancient civilizations, and endless possibilities. But humanity was ready. Humanity was determined. And humanity's Titan-class warship was the first spark that would light a fire no galaxy could ignore. As the massive ship drifted closer to the alien system, Elena felt a strange mixture of fear and exhilaration. This was history, not just for humanity but for the entire universe. Every heartbeat, every glance, every breath on the bridge carried the weight of a species that had fought, suffered, and dreamed. And now finally they would be seen. Steady, crew, Elena said, her eyes narrowing with determination. The galaxy is about to meet humanity, and they will remember us. The Prometheus moved forward, silent, powerful, unstoppable. The first moment of contact had begun. The Prometheus drifted silently through the outer edges of the Zerithian system. Its massive hull reflected the distant light of stars, glinting like a sentinel in the void. On the bridge, the crew worked in careful synchronization, their eyes darting between screens and sensors, alert to every pulse, every whisper from the alien system ahead. This was no ordinary mission. First contact was not just about diplomacy. It was about survival, recognition, and the respect humanity had fought centuries to earn. Lieutenant Cairo Chen's fingers moved swiftly over the console. The alien transmissions were coming in fast, waves of sound, light, and energy signals that defied comprehension. The bridge lights flickered slightly as the communication systems hummed under the weight of the messages. Cairo frowned. Captain, I don't know what half of this means. Their signals are chaotic, alien, beautiful but dangerous. It's like they are speaking a language we weren't meant to hear. Elena walked closer, her gaze steady. She could feel the pulse of the ship beneath her feet, the quiet strength of metal, power, and human ingenuity. We don't need to understand it all yet, she said. We just need them to see us, to feel us. Humanity is more than words. Humanity is presence. On the view screen, the alien flagship came into view. It was enormous, long, curved, and shimmering with energy fields that shifted and danced like liquid light. The ship exuded power, but it also radiated curiosity. This wasn't an attack fleet yet. It was studying them, calculating them, wondering what kind of species would dare enter its system. Elena felt a thrill run through her chest. Humanity had never been noticed like this. Never. Captain, Cairo said, voice tight with tension and awe. They're sending a response signal. It's like nothing we've ever seen. The waveform, it's alive, pulsating, almost musical. They're aware of us. They're reacting. Elena nodded, her jaw set. Then let's make our message clear. Humanity doesn't hide. Humanity doesn't wait to be noticed. Humanity announces itself. She turned to the communications officer. Prepare the holographic broadcast. Keep it simple. Keep it human. Make it undeniable. Moments later, a figure appeared on the view screen, standing proudly on the deck of the Prometheus. It was Elena herself, projected in life-size hologram for the alien ships to see. She raised her hand in a universal gesture of peace. Her voice, calm but firm, echoed across the void. We are here. We are capable. We do not fear. We do not yield. The bridge went silent. Every crew member felt the weight of those words. It was not a threat, but it was undeniable strength. Humanity had survived floods, plagues, wars, and near extinction. Humanity had rebuilt, learned, and created machines that rivaled stars in power, and now the galaxy was about to witness that truth. Cairo glanced at the alien flagship. They're reacting slowly, carefully, I think. They're trying to understand what we just showed them. Elena's heart beat fast, but she remained calm. Let them wonder. Let them feel it. This is the first spark. Now the real test begins. Outside the ship, the stars seemed to shine brighter, as if the universe itself held its breath. For decades, humanity had been quiet, cautious, almost invisible. Now their presence was undeniable. The Prometheus was not just a ship. It was a statement, a living symbol of human endurance and courage. The alien signals shifted again, brighter now, more structured. It was a response, yes, but also a challenge. The galaxy was watching. The Zerithians were watching, and humanity, for the first time, had shown that it belonged. Elena breathed deeply, feeling a mix of fear, pride, and exhilaration. This is only the beginning, she said softly. But already, they know we are here already. They know what humans can do. And as the Prometheus drifted closer, silent, proud, and powerful, the first true contact of humanity with the wider galaxy had begun. The Prometheus floated in the Zerithian system, its massive form casting long shadows across the void. Outside, alien warships glimmered with energy shields, forming a cautious circle around humanity's Titan-class marvel. The silence of space was thick with tension, almost suffocating. Every crew member on the bridge felt it. The weight of history, the pressure of being humanity's first true emissaries, the understanding that one mistake could ignite a war before words were ever exchanged. Captain Elena Varos watched the alien formation carefully. Their ships were unlike any humans had ever studied, sleek, organic in design, yet radiating immense power. Their energy weapons shimmered, pointed at the Prometheus, but they were not firing. It was a test, a silent demand. Prove your worth. Lieutenant Cairo Chen's fingers danced over the controls, attempting to interpret the alien signals. Captain, he said cautiously, they're scanning us, evaluating us. Every pulse, every broadcast, every shield adjustment, it's like they're reading our intentions. We have to be precise. One misstep, they could see it as aggression. Elena's eyes narrowed, her jaw set. We don't start wars, she said softly, almost to herself. But if forced, we end them. Humanity survives by never backing down. She took a deep breath and addressed the bridge crew. This is not just a test of firepower. This is a test of who we are. Our courage, our discipline, our humanity. Every decision counts. Every action speaks for every human alive today. The alien flagship blinked, sending a series of lights and pulses across the void. It was slow, deliberate, almost musical in rhythm. The translation system struggled to interpret the meaning, but the message was clear. We are watching. Show us why you are here. Elena walked along the bridge, her boots echoing softly. She could feel the pulse of the ship beneath her, a rhythm of power, precision, and readiness. The crew followed her gaze, taking in the enormous alien vessels encircling them. There was no fear, only focus. Humanity had survived centuries of hardship, wars, and near extinction. Now all that endurance had led to this single moment. Engage Maneuver Protocol Delta 9, Elena ordered. Show them what humanity can do. The Prometheus responded instantly, engines flaring, shields adjusting, weapon systems moving in perfect coordination. It was more than a machine. It was a living testament to human ingenuity. The alien ships observed closely, adjusting their positions, scanning every movement with precision. The bridge crew worked in harmony, each member anticipating the next command, executing it flawlessly. Lieutenant Cairo glanced at Elena, awe in his eyes. They're impressed, I think. Every time we move, they adjust. They're testing us, but I feel respect. Slowly, Elena allowed herself a small smile. Respect is earned, Cairo, not given. And today we earn it. She turned to the communications officer. Keep the broadcast active. Let them hear our intentions. We are here to survive, to coexist, but we are strong. Never weak, never afraid. The alien formation shifted slightly, weapons lowering a fraction. Their signals became more coherent, almost conversational. They were no longer just observing, they were responding. Every pulse of energy, every wave of light conveyed curiosity, calculation, and recognition. Humanity was no longer invisible. Humanity was acknowledged. On the bridge, a hush fell over the crew. For the first time, the enormity of their accomplishments sank in. The galaxy had underestimated them. The Zerithians had tested countless civilizations, but now, humanity had entered the circle and had not faltered. Elena took a deep breath, feeling both relief and determination. This is only the beginning, she said softly. We've shown them strength, skill, and courage. But we must continue always. Humanity rises not by hiding, but by standing tall when the universe doubts us. Outside the alien flagship's energy pulses brightened, almost as if it were nodding, a silent acknowledgement of achievement. Humanity had survived the first challenge. But both Captain Elena and her crew knew the real journey had just begun. The galaxy was watching, and humanity was ready. The tension in the Zerithian system hung like a living thing, thick and almost tangible. The Prometheus floated among the alien warships, its immense hull gleaming with quiet power. Outside, the Zerithians watched, calculated, and waited. They had tested countless species over millennia, measuring strength, cunning, and willpower. But now, humanity had arrived. Not timid, not broken, but whole, daring, and alive. Captain Elena Varos stood at the bridge's edge, her eyes fixed on the alien flagship. There was something in the way it pulsed with energy that made her chest tighten. It was as if the ship itself were alive, judging every heartbeat of her crew, every calculation, every move of the Prometheus. But instead of fear, she felt a fierce pride. Humanity had survived famine, war, disease, and near extinction. Humanity had endured centuries of ridicule, of dismissal, and now in the cold void of space, humanity was being seen. Really seen. Lieutenant Cairo Chen leaned over the comm console, his voice low but awed. Captain, I think they're communicating. He paused, fingers trembling over the controls. It's not aggression. It's recognition. They're acknowledging our strength and something else. Respect. Elena's lips curved into a small, proud smile. Then let them understand, she said softly. Let them see the truth of humanity. She turned to the communications officer. Send the data logs of our missions, our victories, our innovations. Let them see the endurance of our people, the depth of our courage, the intelligence of our minds, but most importantly, show them our spirit. The holographic displays activated across the bridge. Alien eyes, sensors, and minds would receive every piece of humanity's history, the triumphs, the tragedies, the moments when humans refused to give in, even when the odds were impossible. The Prometheus was not just a warship. It was a message, a testament, a living monument to human determination. The alien flagship's lights pulsed again, slowly, deliberately. Cairo watched, his heart pounding. "Captain, I think they understand. I think they admire us. They've never seen anything like this before. No species has ever faced them and survived with honor." Elena felt a lump rise in her throat. For centuries, humans had been underestimated, treated as weak, unworthy, insignificant, and yet here they were, standing tall among the stars. "We are more than they imagined," she said quietly. "We are resilient. We are clever. We are human. And we will not be ignored again." The energy pulses from the Zerithian flagship changed, forming patterns that were almost musical, almost alive. For the first time, a translation became possible. "You have the strength of your world in your hands. You have endured. You have proven your worth. We acknowledge you." A cheer rose quietly on the bridge, muffled yet electric. Every crew member felt the surge of pride, the thrill of recognition. Humanity's existence, once hidden and dismissed, was now undeniable. The galaxy had underestimated them for too long. Now there was no doubt. Elena looked around at her crew, her voice strong but filled with emotion. "This is our moment. Not because we fought the stars, not because we built a warship, but because we never gave up. Humanity survives because we endure, because we rise, because we never ever surrender. Let them remember that." Outside, the alien warship slowly adjusted, almost reverently, giving the Prometheus space, acknowledging that this human creation was no ordinary vessel. The Zerithians had seen strength, skill, and heart combined in one entity. Humanity had shown them courage, not through aggression, but through determination, discipline, and pride. Elena exhaled, feeling the weight of centuries of human struggle lift slightly from her shoulders. "We've made them see us," she said softly, "and now they know who we are." In that moment, the Prometheus was more than a warship. It was a symbol of hope, courage, and unbreakable human spirit. And for the first time, the galaxy truly understood. Humanity was here, and they would not be ignored. The Zerithian ships shifted in unison, forming a pattern that was both intricate and intimidating. The alien energy fields pulsed rhythmically, signaling a challenge. This was no simple acknowledgement, it was a test, a demonstration of skill, strategy, and endurance. Humanity's Titan-class warship would need to prove itself not just as a vessel of power, but as a symbol of human ingenuity and courage. Captain Elena Varos stood at the bridge, her hands gripping the railing. She felt the weight of every human who had ever dared to dream of the stars pressing down on her. "Listen well, crew," she said, her voice calm but intense. "This is not a battle for destruction. This is a battle for respect, for recognition, for humanity's place among the stars. We will move with precision, with courage, and with honor. Every decision matters." Lieutenant Cairo Chen's fingers danced over the control panel, running simulations and calculating trajectories. "Captain, the Zerithians are watching every movement, every adjustment of our shields, every course correction. They'll know immediately if we falter." Elena nodded, her gaze unwavering. "Then we will not falter. Humanity survives because we endure, and today we endure for all the galaxy to see." The test began. The Prometheus darted through asteroid belts that stretched across light years, dodging massive floating rocks with the precision of a masterful dance. Energy pulses from the alien ship streaked past them, testing their agility, but the humans responded with flawless coordination. Each movement was calculated yet daring. Each adjustment of shields and engines was a statement. Humanity was alive, alert and unbeatable when it mattered most. Ensign Lyra, her hands moving like lightning, manipulated the ship's defenses as Elena's voice guided every maneuver. "Shields up by 20 degrees. Evasive pattern delta. Forward thrusters maximum." The crew worked as one, anticipating not only Elena's commands but the unpredictable tests of the aliens. Cairo's eyes widened. "They're impressed. I can see it in their energy readings. They didn't expect this level of coordination. They didn't expect humans to adapt so quickly." Elena allowed herself a small, fierce smile. "They will learn," she said. "They will learn that humanity survives, that humanity fights, and that humanity rises when the universe doubts us." The exercise continued for hours, each test more complex than the last. The Prometheus navigated gravity wells, energy storms, and simulated attacks. Every time the alien ships adjusted, the human crew adapted faster, smarter, better. There was no hesitation, no panic. Only discipline, courage, and the unyielding determination that had defined humanity for centuries. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the Zerithian flagship's energy pulses slowed, forming a pattern that resonated with clarity, acknowledgement, respect, recognition. Humanity had not just survived the test, they had impressed, astounded, and commanded admiration. A quiet cheer broke out on the bridge. For the first time, Captain Elena allowed herself to exhale fully. "We did it," she whispered, almost in disbelief. "They see us." "They truly see us." Lieutenant Cairo smiled, a rare glimmer of relief in his eyes. "Captain, we've earned it. The galaxy will remember this. They will remember humanity." Elena looked out at the alien ships, now slowly lowering their weapons, giving the Prometheus room to maneuver. She felt a lump rise in her throat. Humanity had been underestimated, dismissed, and ignored for centuries. But now, through courage, skill, and endurance, they had proven themselves worthy of the galaxy's recognition. "This is only the beginning," she said softly, her voice carrying the weight of history. "We've shown them strength, skill, and heart. But we will continue to rise. Humanity will not be forgotten. Humanity will not be ignored, and humanity will never back down." The Prometheus floated proudly in the Zerithian system, a living monument to human resilience. Outside, the alien ships moved with cautious respect, acknowledging that humanity had arrived. The Titan-class warship was more than a vessel. It was a symbol of hope, courage, and unbreakable spirit. And as the stars glimmered around them, the humans aboard knew one undeniable truth. The galaxy had seen them, and humanity's place among the stars was now unshakable. The Zerithian ship slowly drew back, creating a circle of open space around the Prometheus. It was a silent acknowledgement, but it spoke volumes. The humans aboard the Titan-class warship felt a mixture of awe, relief, and pride. After centuries of being underestimated, ignored, and dismissed, humanity had finally been seen. Truly seen. Captain Elena Varos stood at the front of the bridge, her gaze steady and unwavering. The alien flagship's energy fields pulsed with a rhythm that now seemed less threatening, more curious, almost welcoming. The Zerithians had tested countless civilizations, but the humans aboard the Prometheus had not just survived. They had excelled. They had impressed. They had earned their recognition. Lieutenant Cairo Chen's voice trembled slightly as he spoke. "Captain, I'm reading their signals differently now. There's understanding. They're opening communication channels. They want dialogue." Elena allowed herself a small smile. "Dialogue is built on trust," she said softly. "And trust is earned through respect. We've earned their respect. Now we earn trust." A moment later, a Zerithian envoy arrived aboard the Prometheus. It was tall, luminous, with an almost ethereal presence that filled the chamber. Its movements were fluid and deliberate, and though it spoke in pulses of light and sound, the translation systems rendered its meaning clearly. "You have proven your worth. You are strong. You are capable. You have our recognition." Elena stepped forward, extending her hand in a universal gesture of respect. The envoy mirrored her action, and as their hands connected, a ripple of understanding passed between them. No words, no protocols, just recognition. Humanity had finally been acknowledged as a force in the galaxy. The bridge crew watched in stunned silence, their hearts swelling with pride. Every human aboard that ship, every scientist, soldier, and explorer, had carried the weight of history into this moment. And now it had paid off. Humanity had risen from obscurity to stand shoulder to shoulder with a species that had ruled the stars for centuries. Cairo shook his head in disbelief. They've never done this before. They've never acknowledged another species, so directly, not like this, not with such respect. Elena's eyes glimmered with emotion. "They've seen us, Cairo, not just as humans, but as what we truly are, survivors, innovators, fighters, and more than anything, we are not afraid." The Zerithian envoy extended a glowing projection toward the humans, a visual history of their own civilization, showing knowledge, achievements, and lessons learned. Elena's heart raced. For the first time, it felt like humanity was not just part of the galaxy, but connected to it. This exchange of respect and understanding was the beginning of something far greater than a single first contact. It was the start of a bridge between worlds, The crew of the Yabawi Prometheus quietly absorbed the moment. They had come to prove themselves, to survive the test, and to demonstrate human ingenuity and courage. But this acceptance, this acknowledgement from a powerful alien species, carried something even deeper. Hope. Hope that humanity could rise, grow, and thrive among the stars. Elena turned to her crew, her voice steady but filled with warmth. This is more than a victory in the stars. This is a victory for every human who dared to dream, who fought, who survived. Today, humanity has been recognized. Today, the galaxy has seen what we can achieve. And today, we take our place among the stars. Outside the Prometheus, the Zarithian fleet shimmered under the distant starlight. Their energy pulses had shifted to a rhythm of mutual respect, acknowledging the humans not as threats, not as curiosities, but as equals. Humanity had entered the galaxy not with fear, not with surrender, but with pride, courage, and an unshakable spirit. Elena allowed herself a quiet moment to savor it. This was the culmination of centuries of struggle, of hope, and of determination. Humanity had proven itself. Humanity had been accepted, and the Prometheus, this mighty symbol of human achievement, stood as proof that even the smallest, most underestimated species could rise to greatness. As the stars glimmered around them, Elena whispered softly, more to herself than anyone else, "Humanity is here, and we will never be forgotten." The Prometheus floated silently in the heart of the Zarithian system, its massive form glinting under the distant starlight. The alien fleet had withdrawn to a respectful distance, their energy pulses gentle and steady, a quiet acknowledgement of humanity's presence. On the bridge, the crew sat in a rare moment of calm. After hours of tension, maneuvering, and tests, they finally allowed themselves to breathe. Captain Elena Varos stood at the edge of the bridge, gazing into the void. The weight of the moment pressed on her chest, heavy and almost overwhelming, yet it was filled with pride. Humanity had been underestimated, ignored, and dismissed for centuries, but now the galaxy had seen them. Truly seen. They had witnessed the courage, intelligence, and indomitable spirit of a species that refused to be forgotten. Lieutenant Cairo Chen broke the silence, his voice hushed with awe. "Captain, they've never done this before. They've never acknowledged a species so completely humanity. We've changed their perspective." Elena nodded, her eyes glimmering. "We didn't just survive, Cairo, we endured. We proved ourselves. And now humanity has a voice the galaxy cannot ignore." Outside, the stars seemed to shine brighter, reflecting the sense of hope and possibility that now filled the bridge. The Prometheus was more than a warship. It was a symbol of everything humans had overcome. Every scientist, soldier, dreamer, and survivor had contributed to this moment. Every hardship humanity had faced, every obstacle overcome had led to this single, undeniable truth: they belonged among the stars. The Zarithian envoy, still aboard the Prometheus, extended a glowing projection. It depicted a vision of future cooperation, of knowledge shared and alliances built. Elena watched the patterns ripple across the bridge, her heart swelling. Humanity had not just earned respect, they had opened the door to understanding, friendship, and a place in a galaxy that had once dismissed them as insignificant. She turned to her crew, her voice steady and strong. "Remember this moment, not just for ourselves, but for everyone who came before us. Every human who dreamed of the stars, who fought for survival, who refused to give up. This is their victory too. Humanity has risen, and we will continue to rise." Lieutenant Cairo smiled, eyes shining. "Captain, do you think they'll trust us?" "Really trust us?" Elena's gaze softened, but her resolve never wavered. "Trust is built over time, Cairo. But today we have made the first step. Today humanity has shown that we are capable, that we are honorable, that we are not afraid to face the unknown. That is the foundation of trust." The crew quietly absorbed her words. Pride, relief, and hope mixed into a powerful current that seemed to hum through the very hull of the Prometheus. Humanity had fought for recognition and had finally achieved it. They had proven that intelligence, courage, and determination could stand against fear, prejudice, and the unknown. As the Prometheus prepared to leave the Zarithian system, Elena allowed herself one final look at the alien fleet. The stars around them sparkled, endless and eternal, a reminder of how small yet mighty humanity had become. The galaxy had tested them, challenged them, and now acknowledged them, but this was only the beginning. Humanity's journey had only just begun, and the stars awaited them with infinite possibilities. Elena whispered softly, almost to herself. We came in silence. We faced the unknown. And now, we have a place among the stars. Humanity will endure, humanity will rise, and the galaxy will never forget us. The Prometheus glided forward, engines humming like a heartbeat, leaving the Zerithian system behind. The galaxy was vast, filled with challenges, wonders, and threats yet unseen. But humanity had a voice now. A voice forged in survival, courage, and unbreakable spirit. And with the Titan-class warship leading the way, there was no limit to what they could achieve. As the stars stretched endlessly ahead, Captain Elena knew this truth with absolute certainty. Humanity had arrived, and it was only the beginning of a story the galaxy would never forget.